Welcome back, everyone, to the Sports News Analysis 7-round NFL mock draft. This video is for the back end of the third round, picks 21 through 32. Wanted to thank a lot of the newer subscribers and welcome them here. In the last 4 or 5 days, gotten a pretty decent influx of subscribers, so welcome. And feel free to join the other established subscribers here in really some intelligent football talk that goes on, for the most part, in the comments. And it's really how I get a local vibe of the fan bases is by those comments. So keep them coming. And we start off with pick 21 here in the third round. The Green Bay Packers, C.J. Fiedorowicz, the tight end from Iowa, I think falls to them nicely here. He can catch these, certainly accomplished receiver, and he can hold his own in the blocking game, which is important now with the advent of that running game in Green Bay, led by Eddie Lacy. Fiedorowicz to the Green Bay Packers. Pick 22 in the third round belongs to the Eagles. I still think they're going to address the secondary even more here in this draft. Ed Reynolds, the safety from Stanford, I think can play opposite whatever veteran they pick up in free agency. Howie Roseman's been on the record as saying they will pick up a veteran safety in free agency. You throw Ed Reynolds next to him, and all of a sudden you have a pretty decent tandem back there. Ed Reynolds, the safety from Stanford. Pick 23 belongs to the Chiefs. Again, another team that I think needs serious upgrades, in that secondary. Stanley Jean-Baptiste, the cornerback from Nebraska, my top-rated player overall on the board, left at this point at a serious need position for the Chiefs. Maybe to be a starter off the bat, but at the very least, play maybe more of a nickel role this year and transfer into one of those starting positions down the road. Jean-Baptiste, the corner from Nebraska. Pick 24, and the Bengals. Look, I've been saying for weeks, I think the Bengals are going to pick a quarterback to give competition to Andy Dalton. A.J. McCarron, the quarterback from Alabama, is here at pick 24. I thought he had a very good combine and really showed people and showed off his arm a little bit. I thought he had the second best throwing combine, second only to Blake Bortles. He's sitting here for the Bengals at pick 24. I think he's by far the best quarterback left on my board. McCarron, the quarterback to the Bengals. Pick 25 in the Chargers. Look, the Chargers hit on a very good wide receiver, obviously, last year in the third round in Keenan Allen. I think they go to the well again at the wide receiver position here in this deep class and get Paul Richardson, the wide receiver from Colorado. He can be an excellent complement opposite Keenan Allen with Eddie Royal in the slot and replenish those weapons even more on the outside for Phillip Rivers. Paul Richardson, the wide receiver from Colorado. Pick 26 in the Colts. Look, the Colts have Vontae Davis, who is a free agent. They traded for Vontae Davis, so I think they get a deal done for him. But opposite Vontae Davis, they don't have much. Purifoy, the cornerback from Florida, is a guy who's probably a top 2-round talent. Has just had some problems off the field and some injury concerns. But I think well worth the risk here at the back end of the third round. Purifoy opposite Davis. Now that secondary starts to look a little bit better. The cornerback from Florida to the Colts at 26. Pick 27 in the third round. The Saints. Zach Strief, a free agent. Even if they re-sign him at right tackle, they still need a long-term solution. JuWaun James, the offensive tackle from Tennessee, can be that guy. He projects to be a right tackle in the NFL, which is exactly what the Saints need here in this spot. And I think a guy who can start from day one, but even better if he can learn a year under Zach Strief. JuWaun James, the tackle from Tennessee. Pick 28, the Carolina Panthers now have a gaping hole at the left tackle position with the retirement of Jordan Gross. I don't think they're going to have the salary cap room to go out and get a high-priced free agent at that position. With that being the case, even if they patch it for a year or two with a veteran, they need a long-term guy. Billy Turner, the offensive tackle from North Dakota State, is here. Look, he dominated, the 1AA level. I think some of that will transfer to the NFL, and he'll be a solid starter. Billy Turner to the Panthers. 29 belongs to the Patriots. And look, they need a solid guard opposite Logan Mankins. They also need a center, but I didn't really see any centers worth taking at this point. Anthony Steen, the guard from Alabama, I think is, though. And look, Belichick likes to either draft SEC players or guys from Rutgers. So this really fits into his sort of draft strategy, it seems, as well. But all kidding aside, Steen's a solid player, comes from that Saban system. Steen, 29 to the Patriots. Pick 30, the 49ers, another team I think is going to heavily focus on creating depth in that secondary in this draft. Keith McGill, the corner from Utah, is here. And what's particularly attractive about McGill is his frame. He sort of fits the mold of what's en vogue now in the NFL as far as the build for a cornerback. Tall, physical guy. Keith McGill, the corner to the 49ers. Pick 31 in the Broncos. Look, I think they're going to replace Noshawn Moreno here in the middle rounds. I know Monty Ball wants the lion's share of the carries, and I think he'll get them. I don't trust Ronnie Hillman as the backup guy. Bishop Sankey, the running back from Washington, is a nice fit. He can run routes. He's dependable. He's a very intelligent player. I think he'll fit in nice with Peyton Manning. Maybe more of a catch the ball out of the backfield threat than Monty Ball. Bishop Sankey, the running back from Washington. And lastly, guys, pick 32 with the Vikings. The Vikings made a very good pick last year, picking Xavier Rhodes in the first round. I still think they need to develop depth at that position. E.J. Gaines, the cornerback from Missouri, my best corner left. And not only that, but a guy who can play nickel, or to me, a guy who can play outside as well, and a playmaker. And that's what they need in my mind as Mike Zimmer sort of turns around that defense and fits it into his identity. E.J. Gaines, the cornerback from Missouri to the Vikings. And remember, that pick was the part of the Percy Harvin trade last year. Guys, that's picks 21 through 32 of the third round. 3 rounds now in the books. I'll be doing all of round 4 tomorrow, so be sure to check that out. Be sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't. It's completely free. As always, hit me up in the comments, guys. Thanks as always for listening. I'm looking forward to bringing you the rest of this mock draft here, and have a great night, guys.